Okay, guys, so what I want to do now that we've kind of talked about initial ads, I just want to show you ads of mine at my businesses that have worked well to kind of show you what I look for when I'm starting up ads. So the first business I'm going to start with right now is just Iron. Okay, it's an SC funnel, business to business. We don't really deal with beginners. So let's just look at, like, I don't know, let's all time. We'll just look at all time. And so, like we talked about in other videos, I look at the general CPL when I'm starting off these ads. And so what I see right here is, like, check out these ads right here. I spent $50, $53, $62, about 5 days worth of budget. And you can see just at $30 a day, and you can see only 1 or 2 opt-ins. The cost for a conversion is just out of control. Obviously, these stink. And the targetings for these were very basic targetings, like people that are looking for web hosting. Didn't work at all. All right, no keywords right there. Let's do this one right here. Was like Kevin David placements. I believe the placements for this were, yeah, just on Kevin David's channel. Did terrible. Did absolutely terrible. Okay. I was looking at some of my key demographics. This is why I say don't start with affinity audiences. And so I went and looked at this audience right here, just payment processing, merchant service. Didn't work at all. And then you can see some kind of so-so ones right here, like YouTube advertising. And so I went and spent some money on this one right here, put in YouTube advertising, but the cost per conversion was still pretty high after $73. So you can see I ran it after, I ran it for about 3 days right there. And I just didn't really like it. You can also see a keyword right here, like webinar keywords. It did okay. It did just all right. And so maybe this audience right here would work longer term, but I didn't really get enough data tracking. But you can see I really don't like that $22 CPL. I really don't like that $22 CPL right there. Okay, and by all means, you're not going to look. It's not going to look that crazy when you actually go and do yours. So once I get to about the $12 to $8 with my sales call funnels, that's when I actually like it. So right here, copywriting. Look at this one right here, keywords. Copywriting, that was the keyword. Just basic keyword. I don't think there's any audiences. Nope. That worked really well. Simple thing, like what would my audience be looking for? Copywriting. That worked really well. What other one would work right here? All right, Facebook ads. Actually, I don't think we got too far on that one. ClickFunnels as the keyword. That was just the word ClickFunnels keyword, about $12 CPL. Now, here's an interesting one right here. Layered ad services. So I put in a bunch of huge keywords, mega broad keywords, and then I used advertising and marketing services. Now, the funny thing is, advertising and marketing service actually did better by itself when we didn't have the keywords inside of it. Okay, so the layering isn't always the way forward. Okay, so targeting the keyword Dan Lok worked really well. Targeting the keyword Google advertising worked pretty well, looking at the cost of all conversions. Marketing software. I just made a big old broad intent audience around marketing software. This is B2B. Okay. So don't copy my audiences because you're probably not in my niche exactly. Just kind of look at how I'm putting things in there and how I'm going to thinking about my keywords and my intent audiences. Because this is an example of a campaign that's at much lower scale right now. Okay. So I was just using a marketing intent audience. Okay. People that were searching for Sam Ovens as an intent audience. People that were searching for ClickBank as a keyword. That one worked really well. Worked really well. Worked very well. Okay, so that's kind of the range of keywords, and those are a lot of the ones that worked super well for us. And here's advertising and market without any targeting whatsoever. So you can see this, I just used this big audience right here. This worked really well for us without any keyword layering or anything like that. And so these are audiences that worked really well for us on an SC funnel. And so you can see just how broad you can get with that. Even putting in the keyword like Facebook ads worked just fine. You know, cost per conversion is a little bit high, but we can definitely optimize that down. You know, and of course, I would clone over audiences that were similar to people that have opted in for hire, and people that are similar to people that have watched my ad training on YouTube. That worked really well for you existing business owners. Okay, just similar to people that have watched my training. I just made a custom audience of people that have, I call it similar to ad runners, people that watch my ad training on YouTube. That worked really well. It's still working very well. And just showing you a few other more existing business. People that like my YouTube channel and already subscribed, good opt-in right there. People that have already opted in did very well right there. People that have viewed my channel in the last 2 days does pretty well. As long as I can't scale it very far, but it does pretty well. And people that have visited the Hyros website does very, very, very well. So again, we really benefit off of retargeting at Iron. Because mainly our focus is on our Hyros ads anyways. And I'm a lot more, I'm just going to be straight up, I'm a lot more open about revealing my targeting for Iron than I am for my Hyros ads. So now, in the next video, we're going to talk about my 2K and my HCOM ads. Okay, so I just want to kind of show you like B2B, some ideas is how it's going to look and how it's not going to all look one specific way, and how you can actually, simpler targeting can work a lot better than the layered targeting. You don't really see me using too many of those crazy layered audiences. Okay. So I want to show you a few other audience ideas right here. So I used a bunch of big, broad keywords, and then I layered it with an intent audience, with a bunch of intent audience. And you can kind of see how one of these intent audiences right here cannibalize the entire thing. So I really don't like this type of targeting. So I just want to show you what worked well at Iron, so you can kind of help come up with your own ideas of what will work at your B2B kind of targeting.